There is so much comfort and tranquility and peace found in the third perspective of matters. What do I mean by that? Had an epiphany last night because a lot of the things I talk about can be triggering for a lot of people, and this is why not everyone has a positive reaction, or they always have a reaction that is attempting to justify their participation in what I'm against or things of that nature. And I get it. These reactions are ego-based. But we are human beings, so most of our reactions are ego-based when it comes to deep issues. And this is because the ego is programmed by previous trauma. It holds wounds. It titrates the shadow. So what that means is if I trigger a wound associated with trauma of your past, your shadow self is what's going to react to me. So I get it. I understand it. But there's a lot of peace that can be found in stepping outside of what's being discussed, looking at it objectively. Because we can like to think that our perspective is objective, right? Oftentimes I like to think that, right? But when it is about a deep issue that you have an opinion about, there tends to be personal reasoning behind it. So it's not always going to be completely objective. Some things are, but not always. Now, for example, let's talk about what I mean by the third side of things. Yesterday, I did a video about how concerned I was that humanity, and I mean humanity because this is a collective issue. I used one person as an example. This is a collective issue. There were thousands upon thousands of videos made making fun of these billionaires who lost their lives in that submarine, okay? And I sit back and I say, how can you find it funny? And then there's other people that are going to say, well, you got to admit this. It's pretty dumb that they went down there. And it's kind of funny that the videos were being made and they did make me laugh and this and that. So it shouldn't be that bad. Okay, here's the problem with that. Just because humanity exists in a state of 7 energy and they tend to be completely oblivious to it, doesn't mean we should be proud of or want to continue said behavior. Once we gain awareness of it, we should want to change it because it is quite despicable. So the first side would be me saying humanity has become sadistic. Humanity laughs at suffering. Humanity has gained defense mechanisms like personality disorders and sadistic tendencies in order to avoid true recognition of the enduring of, the having to face darkness in this world, okay, on a heart level. The second side would be, come on, Demetra, most people are just trying to have a good time, don't want to take things too seriously, right? It's their way of processing difficult emotions is to laugh about it. And there's nothing wrong with making jokes about things. Third perspective is Demetra made a video commenting on the negative attributes of humanity. And this is important because as a teacher, you have to be able to step into a space that involves temporary discomfort at times when you choose to discuss certain things, because there are going to be reactions to it, right? And especially if your intention is to help the world better itself, right? Most people, more often than not, are not going to react in a way that is reciprocal of that energy, right? It's going to be more defensive, right? Which is understandable. But I can say confidently that I come from a space that does tend to be objective. I share what I know, right? I'm not emotionally charged. I'm not here to try and control you guys. What I'm here is to teach you and help you understand 7 energy because it is pervasive among humanity. Now, people can choose to continue the behaviors that keep them stuck in the realm of 7 if they wish. Does that make it hard for me? Yes. Why? Because it's hard for me to see people suffering, especially if it's a form of suffering they're not even aware of, right? Like 16 frequency. You're so wounded, you're so harmed from your past or your present that you just walk around in this dark state, and you're unable to live your life to the fullest in the way that you are capable of. And I would love to see for you to be living it, okay? There are just so many layers to it, right? If I oppose anything that is trauma related, it's because I understand the harm of trauma, okay? I'm not trying to control you, but to see people want to continue that behavior to me is incomprehensible. I don't understand it. But that is the benefit of the third perspective, right? And then you can use that four energy, that fourth eye, like I like to call it, to gain true awareness, okay? To ascend even higher awareness-wise. When you can understand multiple perspectives, right? Not just two sides, but the third side, right? That's when you're really going to gain additional perspective, insight on yourself, on the world, on your psyche, right? Especially when it relates to the ego, the inner child, the shadow self. These are the things I discuss heavily, the persona, right? Why people do what they do, why people react the way they react. No longer take things personally, right? That's why the 4 agreements, that's one of the rules, right? True awareness comes from a place of not taking things personally, being able to understand multiple perspectives, and why someone would react harshly has nothing to do with me. And that's why I cannot wait to release Demetra's number system to you guys. It's quite an objective piece of work. And the Grand Architect has co-signed. So it works every time. And I can't wait for you guys to be able to reconnect with Source, see these numbers everywhere, but not just see them everywhere and be like, oh, I know I'm on the right path. I know good things are coming. I know I'm in sync. Okay, but what does it mean? What do these numbers mean? All of these numbers mean something different, okay? And when you can actually understand that, oh boy, you'll really be in tune. All right, I love you guys. I'm going to go take myself somewhere. It's my day off. I like to rest. I slept until 2:30 today, right? And then I like to go do things for me. So have a great day.